Good morning, traders. How's it going? How's it going today? So thank you guys once again for tuning in to today's watch list. That's going to be hopefully another good day. So a few stocks on the watch today. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. Got a few stocks on there. Yesterday was absolutely beautiful. Day before that was even better. So we've had some really good days recently. I've been pretty happy with the watch list lately. It seems as if I'm starting to get nailing down some trades recently. So it's always fun when your watch lists work out. And of course, they don't always work perfect, but it's cool when they do. So I've been pretty happy about trading because my watch lists have been very on point, and that's allowed me to make quite a bit of money this week. So it's beautiful. When you have a plan and it works perfect, you usually make some money. So hopefully we can kind of keep that going today. So there's been no red days this week. Every day's been green, so that's good. I'm hoping to finish out the day green and roll the momentum over into next week, you know. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. So we got a couple stocks. I can't remember the ticker of Honeywell, but I did look at it this morning. So as you can see in the headline of the video, there's IQ, HUYA, Netflix, and Skechers. So if there's any penny stocks that start to appear good by the time, we get closer to the bell, I'll mention them. But for now, it's probably going to be my main play is Skechers. Out of all the stocks, main focus is Skechers today. All right. So let's get into sharing the screen and do what we do best. All right, 1 second. All right, there we go. So today, first stock, why is that even there? I don't want those on there. It always does this, I swear. Hold on 1 second. I got to take some stuff off. No RSI, no MACD. I don't want you on there. All right, so the first thing down on the watch list is going to be IQ. So I'm going to talk about IQ just because of the day that it had yesterday was so significant. And if you followed yesterday's watch list, you would have recognized that we mentioned to start getting short around $36, anticipating the breakdown. I tried to get short yesterday and could not get filled on 3,000 shares. So I never ended up getting filled, and I missed this whole drop. So it kind of sucked. And then I ended up not trading like any of this rolling over action because I stopped trading. So it's all good. So anywho, all right, Matrix, hold on a second. All right, so IQ is the first one we're going to watch. Now, I don't honestly think we're going to see any really big significant moves on the stock today because we have come down so much. What I think is actually going to happen is we're going to see more of a consolidation day where we're going to start chopping around and kind of going back and forth, all right? And I'll actually make this full screen so you guys can see it a little bit better. Should I, or can you guys? Yeah, whatever, I'll do that. So IQ is a stock that I believe, it's more or less going to see a consolidation day. Clown with a Twitter account, kind of, yeah, I kind of am addicted to IQ right now because the way that it's moving, it's a heavily day traded stock. So I know a lot of other day traders are trading it. There's a lot of people shorting it. So it's creating a lot of areas of opportunity. This is where all the volume is at right now is IQ. There's a ton of volume in IQ, so it doesn't make sense to not watch it. If you don't watch it, you're going to miss these beautiful short plays like we had the past 2 days, and then you'll miss those beautiful long short squeezes. So right now, IQ is a heavily traded stock by both long bias traders and short sellers. So right now, it's a very active stock. And if you're a day trader and you're not watching IQ, that's a big mistake right now. So IQ is definitely one to keep definitely all eyes on. So let's see. With that being said, so you can see yesterday IQ dropped from 36 all the way down to 32. Currently, it's holding a support pre-market at $32. And it's starting to do a small little uptrend here in the morning, pre-market. So I personally think that we're going to see it at least go upwards today. I don't honestly think we're going to see it drop too much more. And the reason being is you can see here recently when IQ bounced, we popped up to the 38 price point, which we called to short. And then it started rolling over. And now it's coming down to these previous support areas of it's coming down to a strong previous support of about 32. So you can see that we had consolidation all around this price point of $32. All right. And so you can see here, look, we had a bounce at 32, consolidation 32, consolidation 32, support 32, resistance 32, support 32. Okay, so chances are we're probably going to see a little bit of a bounce on IQ. I don't think it's going to be a big bounce today, but I think there's going to be a pretty good bounce. I think we might see a small good bounce on IQ due to the fact yesterday was a lot of short selling. So if IQ can break up over its downward trend line resistance from pre-market, this white line I've drawn, so from the high pre-market and down, if it can break over that, we should see IQ have a pretty good early morning pop. So I'll be watching IQ for a nice long play out of the gates, and it's going to be more of a quick scalp play. So I'm anticipating we'll probably have a couple green candles, but then after that, we'll start getting really choppy. So I'm really playing on the idea that we're going to have an early morning short squeeze that are squeezing out all the shorts, right? So if I had to draw this out for you guys, so okay, 1 second. Let me map this out for you guys. Okay, and then this is what I'm anticipating a little bit of. Let's do like this, and we'll do like this. Ooh, that's not very good. And then I think we're going to see something like this today. Okay, so that is what I'm anticipating is going to be taking place on IQ today. Is I think yesterday all the short sellers are going to get squeezed out in the morning right at the beginning of the bell, and we're going to see it pop up, come up closer to like 34, and then it's going to come back down. So I think there's going to be an early morning long play followed by a short thereafter, okay? So do watch IQ for a long today and then maybe a rollover short. Yep. All right, guys. So next one on the list I want to talk about is HUYA. HUYA is very similar. So I won't even really talk about HUYA because HUYA is a very similar stock to IQ. Not the same, but very similar. As you can see, they both had a very heavy drop. So yesterday, there was a lot of shorting on HUYA, dropping it down, 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 right? So I'm anticipating today we're going to have the same thing, a nice little pop in the morning and then drop. So just watch HUYA, very similar as you would IQ for a long in the morning, okay? All right, Netflix is next on the list. So Netflix had another good red day there. And as you can see, Netflix is still steadily losing the volume, right? Big volume, little less volume. So it's slowly dying out in volume. But as long as the volume kind of keeps up, we're going to have these pretty good trading days. So I think what's going to happen today is I honestly think Netflix is coming. It's come down pretty good, and I think it's starting to slow down, coming to the downside. So you remember pre-market on its earnings morning where it popped up to was at 360 and then it dropped. I think today what we're going to see is a test of maybe even 360. I think it's very possible we're going to see IQ or not IQ. I think it's very possible we're going to see Netflix come down to this 360 price point and test. I think it wants to test that pre-market support level. So I think we'll see it go like this, roll over, hit that level, and then bounce like that. Okay, so I'm going to be watching Netflix long around 360. So if it does in fact drop down to 360, I'll take it long at that. that price point, expecting a nice little bounce off that area, okay? So, yeah, I mean, so yes, Netflix right off that 360 levels, I anticipate being a small little bounce area. So if it did bounce off 360, the likelihood of it coming up, you know, if it does bounce off 360, 360 looks like a strong support. So I would anticipate that if it does bounce there, it should come right back up to about 365, 364. So there should be about a $4 bounce, maybe $5 bounce off 360, I would anticipate. All right, last one on the list is Skechers. Now, this is going to be my main play. For those of you that are asking on YouTube about the Trade Ideas scanner settings, do you guys have Trade Ideas? Do you guys own the software? Do you guys pay for the software? So Cheryl and David, do you guys have Trade Ideas scanning software, and are you paid for it? Okay, well, so if you don't have, if you don't have it, then the scan settings are going to be, they really won't do much for you, because even if I did, well, I'm just saying, like, even if I did go ahead and make a video, for those of you that don't have Trade Ideas, it basically is irrelevant, because you'll just be looking at a bunch of digits and numbers that you really can't do anything with. You know, it only applies to Trade Ideas. You know what I mean? So maybe in the future, I'll definitely go ahead and do that. Maryland, good swing trade? No, not necessarily. Actually, one stock I would say keep on watch for a possible swing trade would be BABA, B-A-B-B-A. So the last one here is Skechers, right? So this one, it's going to take me a little bit longer to go over Skechers, because this is going to be my main play for the day. So I'll walk you through it quickly. So last time Skechers had earnings, it gapped down, right? And it didn't really bounce. So don't expect Skechers is going to bounce this time. So I'm not expecting Skechers to bounce today. What I think is going to happen is we're going to do this. Early in the morning, out of the gates, we're going to bounce up a little bit to like 25, or we're going to bounce up to the 50 moving average. So let me zoom in more. This is most likely what I see happening with Skechers is we're going to have an early morning spike up to the 50 moving average, or we're going to spike up to 25. Oops, excuse me. So we'll do something. Actually, I'll do it like this. So this is what I think we're going to see. We're going to see something like this, where we actually open up. We try to go lower, but we end up going up. And then we actually push right up to like maybe 25. And then we're going to get a seller wick like this. And then all of a sudden, we're going to start then rolling over. And then we're going to break below previous green candle low or something like that. And then that's what's going to start the downtrend on Skechers, okay? So keep Skechers on watch for a short. The last time Skechers had earnings, it ended up fading out a couple dollars a share, and it never really had any significant squeeze. So today I'm going to be playing Skechers short on the idea that we're going to have a nice steady fade on the stock for majority of the morning. Let's see. All right, guys. So look to get short on Skechers, maybe around the $25 price point. And then it also, Skechers has to break down 24 for the short to work out good, because it has a strong support at 24, right? If you pull up a yearly chart on Skechers, you'll see it has a strong support right at $24. So $24 needs to break today for Skechers to have a nice short play, okay? All right, let me take a look, see if any penny stocks have changed here. 1 second. See if there's anything good on the penny stock world. So SLS, SLS penny stock kind of has a little bit of a bullish pattern taking place currently. So this thing really just needs to break over, which it probably will based on the way this chart looks. So SLS looks pretty good. It's probably going to pop over this trend line, start going long. I could see that happening. So SLS, it has 607,000 shares of volume this morning. It's a 3 million share float stock. So it's getting up there. The higher the volume, the more over traded it becomes and more heavily traded it becomes. So SLS, keep that one on watch just in case. Other one here is SAEX. SAEX, I never trade this. It usually doesn't trade too much volume. This morning, it's traded a little bit of volume. It's traded 464,000 shares of volume. It has a 14 million share float. So this one is another candidate to watch long. Penny stock this morning. MTSL, this one just never gives up. So I would say watch MTSL because it is steadily uptrending to the price point of, what is that? Price point of 350. It has seen resistance at 350 numerous times. So it's seen resistance at 350 on its big day, seen resistance on a short squeeze day, seen resistance on another pop day. It's seeing resistance at 350 pre-market, but it's also trending right up to the 350 mark, which could then build up the pressure to have a breakout over 350. So we do have a small ascending triangle breakout pattern occurring on MTSL right now for over 350. So I'd probably watch MTSL long over 350. It does run a good chance of breaking over. Again, MTSL has been heavily traded for a couple days now, right? We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, soon to be 5 trading days of MTSL where it's seen volume of probably 5 to 6, 7, 10 million plus on a penny stock. So it's traded a lot of volume recently. So it is a little over traded. There's definitely a lot of short sellers in the stock trying to keep it below 350. So if we get over 350, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing have a nice squeeze. All right. So watch MTSL long over 350. All right. Adrian Padilla. So how do I know if a stock's going to fade? It's not because of the gap down. Stocks that gap down can squeeze right back up. It really just comes down to trading enough stocks to kind of get a feel for which ones have fade potential. AQXP for a gap fill. For AQXP to gap fill back to like $20 area would be a big gap fill. It could. I believe AQXP is a therapeutics company, if I'm correct, and I think they failed their phase 2 or phase 3 something clinicals. So they had really negative news. And when like a therapeutics company or a biotech company similar to AQXP or AQXP in general, if they fail to meet their main drug that's in the pipeline, they usually don't perform very well because like that's basically it, you know. It's like Apple, right? Like imagine if Apple sold headphones and computer. Like let's just imagine if Apple sold headphones, but their main business was banking on the iPhone. And then all of a sudden the iPhone was an absolute disaster and a shit show. That means Apple stock would drop. And if they don't have anything else in the pipeline other than the iPhone that they were hoping was going to be good that ended up being a shit show, then their stock probably wouldn't perform very well. Investors would lose interest because obviously they're failing, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the way I kind of look at AQXP is they're probably not going to perform super high. I will mention CLF real fast. CLF. So CLF is an earnings play. I forgot to mention this one. CLF earnings play moving up. Keep that one on watch as well. Razul, you go based off of price levels and price points. So you go based off of a price, like a price level, whether that's $3.50, $4.50, $4, $5, $6, each 50-cent whole dollar mark, and then you look at previous price points of where it's seen resistance to project an idea. You never know for sure, right? But you have an idea, okay? It's like the weatherman, right? They are almost always wrong, but you know they come out there and tell you, right? They have an idea, but chances are they're probably going to miss it by a little bit, right? So it's like the Weather Channel. Every once in a while they're right, and then every once in a while, most likely they're wrong. Kind of same thing with stocks. You never know for sure, but you have an idea, okay? All right, guys. Other than that, I'm going to let you guys go. If I can do this correctly. There we go. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. So thank you guys once again for joining in. There's 346 of you guys tuning into my live stream this morning. So thank you. That is absolutely awesome. But please do, before you head out the door, hit the thumbs up button. I would like to see the number go up. I do appreciate all the support that you guys provide me. It's awesome. Other than that, guys, have a great day. To recap here, make sure to watch CLF. It's an earnings play. Ideally, it looks like a long, but just watch that. It's got volume. Secondly, watch Skechers. Skechers is a short. IQ and HUYA. If you're not, I would say if you're newer to trading, be a little hesitant on trading those because they can be a little scary and move a little fast. So if you are going to trade those, just make sure to size properly. IQ and HUYA I'm playing on the idea of a short squeeze. And if you're newer to trading, understanding a short squeeze is a little bit more challenging. So it might be a little bit more difficult to trade that. Other than that, watch Baba. Keep an eye on Baba. I think Baba might be setting up for a swing trade to the long side. It doesn't look good right now, and I might be a little early on my thesis, but I think that is setting up. Other than that, guys, have a good day, and I will see you guys all not tomorrow because it's the weekend. So unless I do a video over the weekend, I will see you guys come Monday morning. Meryl, guys, awesome. Take care. I'll see you soon.